Okay. So once again, it's just going to be some more repetition. And pretty much from here, now that you know what support and resistance is, it's quite easy from here. So once again, the time frames that we're going to be focusing on primarily, it's only going to be two of them. Okay. We're going to be focusing on the 4 hour time frame. And next session is when you're going to have to be marking out your own setup and stuff like that. I'm going to be guiding you. So this is going to be the last one of me doing everything. So the 2 time frames we're focusing on, it's going to be up here, the top left, the 4 hour, and then we're also going to have the daily time frame. And the reason why we're using the 4 hour and the daily time frame, one, we use the daily time frame because the daily time frame on pretty much one screen can show us an entire stock's worth of price action on just one screen. So if I zoom out all the way here, I can see Robinhood open in like 2021, and I can see all the price action here. Okay. So this is going to be the reason why I do recommend to be on the daily time frame just to give the outer broad view of the setup that you're looking at. So whether you're looking at Bitcoin, crypto, whatever, always start off looking at the chart on the daily time frame. Once again, the daily time frame is going to give you multiple years worth of price action on one chart. And just like we know too, this is a bullish stock market. So when it comes to crypto and stocks, from left to right, ideally, the main goal of it is for it to go up. So there's people who are up tons of money by just simply buying and holding. That's all they did. Okay. So that means that market primarily is based to go upwards. Okay. Market is meant to go in an upwards direction. That's just the truth. Market is meant to go in an upwards direction. When it comes to stocks and crypto, market, ideally, the goal of it is to keep breaking new all-time highs. Okay. And all-time highs are going to be the very top of whatever stock on the daily here. So all-time highs is going to be the final and highest resistance. Okay. So I can go to Merck here and see at the very top, this strong, heavy resistance from 2024. This was the highest price has ever been. If I click on AMD and I zoom out, I can come ahead and see here that this area at the very tippity top is going to go ahead and be the highest area of resistance. Okay, the highest area of resistance is going to be all-time highs. So if you ever see ATH on Twitter or anything, or someone says like, oh, Bitcoin at ATH, that means all-time highs. All-time highs. Okay, so the highest area of resistance on any chart is going to be all-time highs. And the reason why we use our daily time frame is because we need to be able to see where the highest area of price is. Okay, so the highest area of resistance all the way up here, and then price decided to fall downward. So the highest area of resistance is all-time highs. Okay, which means that's the highest price ever went. And you're going to be able to see current price over here to the right. So this black number here with this black dotted line, that is going to be where price is at right now. So on this dotted line is where price is at right now. But ideally, price is trying to come up into this all-time highs, and it wants to. We got to break above it. Okay. So price needs to hunt. And remember, when I told you resistance, the goal of resistances are to meet because price is trying to break into all-time highs. So check out this area of resistance right here. Okay. Even if I just drew like the trend line like that, I could see as soon as price got above the area here, we decided to meet up and fill in the V. Okay. V. Okay. I could see the bottom right here too as well. And guess what price is trying to do? It's trying to V. Okay. It's trying to V. Just like right here, it V'd. Okay. V's. So whenever you see V's, you just know price is trying to hunt an area of resistance, because price, in order to go up, has to break past areas of resistance. Okay. So in order for price to progress, this area of resistance right here that was created, it has to be broken past in order for price to progress. Price can't go up if it doesn't break past areas of resistances. Okay. So ideally, if you know where the all-time high resistance is, especially if price is near it, then you know price ideally wants to go ahead and chase the resistance so it can be broken and make some new all-time highs. Okay. Yeah, and we're gonna go ahead and chase the structure to it. So it depends on what chart we're looking at. Like say something at Google here. Google is pretty good right now, but it's not at all-time highs like everything else yet. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up some Google here. And ideally, yes, we're gonna be closing before all-time highs, but we're gonna using all-time highs as pretty much like a guidance. So if I see price, so this up here, remember the highest resistance on the daily chart that you see, the tippity top of the chart before it fell down, is going to be all-time highs. So the heaviest area of resistance at the very top of the highest price point is going to be all-time highs. Okay. Now we can go ahead and see something here. I want you to check this out. This is a trade I had one of my students take. It was really, really easy. He just hit take profit. Made like 500 or something like that. I just posted that in my Discord. Say here's this here, and let me go ahead and go to my Discord here, and just posted that. He just sent me this profit. Made like 500 in a few days, pretty much. So this was really, really simple. So pretty much all he did was notice, okay, all-time highs is all the way up here, right? Price is trying to tap to all-time highs and meet it again, okay? So this is when we just see everything on a big perspective. But in order for price to get to all-time highs, what did I tell you? Resistances have to be broken, okay? So take this resistance, for example. This is an area of resistance where price decided to fall downward at, okay? We're not gonna be using no indicators, no weird things, no cringe. Just need your eyeballs, okay? So I see that resistance was created right here, but I also see something too. I see price kind of making a step. So price is trending in an upwards direction here. And how can I detect this? By looking at the supports. So this area of support here, boom. And once I see resistances being broken and new higher supports being created, I know we're bullish. See this support is higher than this support, okay? This support is higher than this support, okay? This support is higher than this support, okay? So whenever we see higher supports, also known as higher lows, because remember the low is getting higher. That's how you know the stock is trending in a stair, okay? Because each low point is getting higher, stair. Okay, stair. Okay, when each low point is getting higher, you're bullish. And remember, bullish means that price is going in an upwards direction, bearish means downward. Okay, so once I see price making higher lows, okay, and breaking resistances, this is all I have to do. Now, after I analyze my daily time frame and see, okay, all-time highs is still pretty far, price is making higher lows, let me just find an area of resistance here. So whenever you see price making higher lows, heading and breaking resistances to head towards all-time highs, that's when you go to your 4-hour time frame. So remember, all we use is our daily and 4-hour time frame. That's it. And then from there, what I like to go ahead and do is this. Okay. I'll go ahead and I'll do something like this. So I can see here that price decided to make a resistance area all the way up here. Okay. So all I told my student to do in this trade was to grab the diagonal trend line and just draw it in a formation like this. And when it's your time to screen share, you're going to have a lot of practice on this. But pretty much with the trend line, you want to make sure it's just hitting resistances and nothing else. Okay. So there should be not much price like underneath it. So right when you should draw it diagonally off of resistances. So you have this resistance point, but then the line meets up with this resistance point too. So when you see the trend line lining up with two resistance points, you're in for the free. And guess what happened as soon as price got broken? So instead of predicting the lows, oh, price is going to bounce down here, price is going to bounce down here. No, instead of doing that, just wait for resistance to get created, wait for higher lows to get formed, and then we're going to draw a trend line. And look what happens as soon as price breaks past the yellow line. Brrr, straight up to the blue box. And as you can see, we even had a tap off the trend line. That's called a retest. That's how you know that these trend lines are purely accurate. And once again, in the Discord, we won pretty much every single trade last month. Every single trade last month was won. I'm not going to lie. So boom, this is Co here. I drew the trend line like this. This is before the candlesticks even formed. I couldn't fake this. Boom, and I posted the profit as well. Boom, even with Pfizer as well too. And then as we can see, gap fill, resistance. As soon as the trend line got broken, you see how I retapped it here as well? Boom, retap the trend line, retap the trend line, break of resistance, higher lows formed, into resistance, gap fill, money on, close at the resistance. And then what you can do again if you want, because you see how price fell at the resistance right here, right? I'm not just telling you close at these areas for no reason. I know how the market works. So market's going to fall at areas of resistances if it doesn't break out. So instead of 50-50 in the breakout, I'm just going to take profit at the area of resistance. Because remember, price can't progress until it breaks areas of resistance. Okay? Price can't break until it breaks areas of resistance. Okay? So price has to meet the area of resistance. So that's what I'm making profit of. If price can't continue upward until it breaks area of resistance, then that means that it has to meet an area of, okay. But it pretty much means that you have to meet the area of resistance. So the only way price can progress is if price breaks an area of resistance. So say I drew this trend line at this area of resistance, boom. Soon as price breaks above the trend line, I'm safe to enter. I'm going to go ahead and take the gap fill into the resistance. Okay, because price has to meet and break resistances in order for it to go higher. So let's just take advantage of that. So boom, price can't progress until it breaks resistances. Let's just get into a healthy point where price clearly wants to go tap or break the resistance. And that's by identifying a heavy area of resistance, making sure we see higher lows, drawing a diagonal trend line. And as soon as price breaks above the trend line, we're pretty much free game. And price is going to go try and meet the resistance or break it. Okay. And either way, we don't care. We close at the resistance. Okay. You close instantly at the resistance once it gets met. Now, after that, here's how you can plan for a second trade. So as you can see, you see how the resistance fell at the same place, right? Now, if you wanted to play again, you could literally just wait for it to get broken because you see the resistance gets filled here. So now you could literally just wait for this area to get broken and literally long it up again. And you could just keep farming this until all-time highs, until it's like ready. So if I wanted to, I could close at these two areas of resistances up here. Because remember, it has to come in contact with resistance, then it's going to fall down, and then it's going to come back up. So price has to go down to come back up. Remember, it has to go down to come back up. The only way it can break resistance is if it goes down, creates ammo, it has to collect ammo, collect bullets, and then it'll shoot at the resistance and break past it. So, and pretty much the ammo is all people losing. So whenever people are losing, they turn into ammo. That's why it's called trading. So whoever's losing turns into ammo. for people who are winning. But yeah, this is all I would have to do if I wanted to do this here. I see the resistance already worked. So if I miss this trade, that's fine. I see the resistance lined up. Let me just wait till the resistance gets broken fully. Boom. And then let me just take it up to the next area of resistance. And I could literally just keep farming this stock if I wanted to the whole time. Exactly. Exactly. 100%. And even if I just had one contract, I could have just closed this one at resistance, took profit, and then I see the resistance clearly works, which is just more information. And the reason why this resistance works is because of support over here. So just like support turns into resistance, resistance turns into support. Okay, so you see these two support areas, candles over here. Go ahead. Today. Gotcha. So this support got created in February at the bottom. And then over here, this point got created Monday. So yeah. But yeah, this support got broken because remember, just like I told you, you're a pro. Nice eyes. And resistance gets broken, it turns into support. But just like the same, support can be broken and turn into resistance. And that's what happened here. Okay. As we can see, price decided to go down, bounce up, and then it got broken, and then price traveled all the way back up to the point and then shorted. So that's how you know this area is strong. So now, and then you see price went all the way up here and then fell down. So now all I have to do is wait for this area to get so easy, man. It's just so easy. We just have to wait for this area where it literally just fell down from to just get broken and just meet up with this area up here. It's so much money to be made. All you have to do is just know what you're looking at. Okay, so I see all these boxes and points. I pray these make sense here. Gotcha. Yes, exactly. Yep. We'll get into that. But this year, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So even here on Tesla, mm-hmm. Even on Tesla here, I'm gonna zoom out. Okay, I can clearly see on Tesla, this is all-time highs. Okay, all-time highs for Tesla is around this 490 area-ish, okay? So the 490 area, this is gonna be all-time highs. Now, yeah, 315. Yep, you're a pro. Exactly. So, boom. And guess what? We're just gonna do the same thing. So daily, zoom out, all-time highs. Remember, this is a bullish chart, so the point of it is to go up. Okay, and I'm gonna show you how to short next session. But this is pretty much gonna be how to long. Shorting is easy, but it can be a little more just intrusive. Longing is way easier than shorting, but shorting is easy too. But okay. Yeah. And pretty much, yeah, the way I'm showing you shorting is gonna be easy too. It's just about just having all the information together and knowing how to use it. Like this is how you short pretty much. This resistance right here, right? This resistance. So you see how it fell down here? And because of it fell down right there, this is why it fell down right here. So with shorting, you're either going to be looking for support to be broken and turn into resistance. Like that. Going downward, yes, sir. And longing means going up. Yep. So with shorting, you either going to wait for support to be broken and turn into resistance, okay? Or let me go ahead and draw this area of support right here too. Yes, exactly. 100,000%. And I can see here, price shorted here because it met this resistance here. Shorted twice. Okay, once, and then it met it up again, because remember, it has to meet the resistance again, right? Remember exactly how I told you how it has to meet the resistances and then try and break them? So it met the resistances, but it didn't quite break it. Now, in order for Tesla to progress, the only way Tesla can progress is now it has to break this area of resistance. So until this resistance area gets broken, price can't travel up there. Okay. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And then price has this area of resistance over here too, which price could also meet up at right here. Yeah. Right here. Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, only way here though that I would be betting for a long is if price would have to break past this area of resistance. So you see how these areas of resistance got formed? Yeah. So if I see price break above this blue line right here, it's gonna come meet this blue line. That's just how trading works, inshallah. Because remember, in order for price to progress, it has to meet. You see this heavy resistance here? See how price did this? Down, swoop up, and then down. And then we went up, tapped the same area, and then fell down. So now we know this area is not playing games. So once this area gets broken, we're blasting. Straight to this resistance up here. Okay? Because remember, resistances have to be met and broken in order for price to progress. If resistances aren't met and broken, price cannot progress. Okay? So, yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You literally have it correct. You're a pro. It's like you played before. Exactly. Just put like 30 days out. And yeah. But most of the time when it breaks these heavy areas of resistances, it's gonna like you might see sometimes in the market, we're gonna see like a gap up. Like if you look between this candle and this candle, like it's not fluid price action. It's like a gap there. So the cool thing about options was really, really dope. You just wake up to bread. You literally just wake up to bread. Especially when you're in swing trades, this is why we use the 4 hour and the daily. Especially when it comes to stocks, you don't want to be on your smaller time frame scalping. You want to be on your higher time frames because what's going to happen is you're going to wake up to bread. Price is going to like gap itself up and move to those areas quickly because it's trying to rush it to these places. So you're going to make a whole bunch of money really fast by just trading with the trend because everyone's trying to wait for price to get to the same place. Okay. So boom. So automatic as in, gotcha. So take profit. Here's what I do. I'm gonna have you on an easy system for it. You're just gonna right click your screen, click on add alert every time. And when it's time to close, you'll just get a text message and that's it. And as I have you mark out your own setup, you're gonna get in the flow of that. So yeah. So it's just keeping it simple. We're just keeping it super simple. Yes. Yes. So crypto and forex are pretty much 24/7. Stock market, it's open from you can trade options from 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, so 7 or no, 6:30 a.m. Pacific time. Yeah, and then it closes at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time or 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Okay. And then same thing with Home Depot here too. Yeah, stock options is the best thing to play. The reason is because you can turn a little bit into a lot. Just like that student I sent you, like $500 from like risking only like 150. So it's like $400 total. So that's like X4 you money. So that's why nothing is better than options. Nothing is better than options. Not futures, not crypto, not forex. Nothing is better than options. Because even if the stock goes to zero, your max risk is that 150. It doesn't work the same for futures and other things like that. And the profit you can make is infinite. Nothing is better than options because you get paid off of your skill, your prediction. So nothing is better than options. Nothing. And even with Home Depot here, this one's very, very easy. On my daily time, go ahead and mark out all-time highs here. Boom. That's like one of the first things I like to go ahead and do. Get on my daily, I'll mark out all-time highs. Okay. This is going to go ahead and let me just see the structure of the market. So boom, I see all-time highs is all the way up here. Remember, that's why we use our daily time frame. Now, I'm going to go ahead and look below and see the most recent area of resistance. The most recent area of resistance is going to be right here. Price met up here in May 20 and then decided to fall downward. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is put a box on this area too. Okay, because this area has some significance right here. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is analyze one more thing. Are higher lows being made? So I'm on my daily time frame here. I see this heavy area of support got made right here. Okay, cool. Next thing you know, I see price came up and then came down, made some more higher lows. Okay, I see price came all the way down, tap resistance, dumped all the way down, and then made this area of support right here. Made some more higher lows. So cool. So we're clearly bullish. We keep making higher lows, and we want to meet this area of resistance at this point. So now that I see all of that, I'm going to go to my 4-hour time frame. Okay. And this is what we go to our 4-hour too, because on the 4-hour, some candles are going to look a little bit more real and different. Okay. So now I'm going to go on my 4-hour time frame. I'm going to grab my trend line, draw it diagonally. Okay. I'm going to try and make sure it's meeting up with resistance points if possible. Boom. So I can see the trend line is meeting up with this resistance point right here. So now I can see, guess what? As soon as we broke above the yellow line, you see how we didn't get below the yellow line at all? As soon as we broke above it, that's because we want to meet the resistance. So even if I were to close like here at this resistance, like that would have been okay too. Or at this resistance, like right here. So as you can see, even this resistance right here where price fell, price met that, broke above it, boom. And now we're back underneath it. So now once price gets above this blue box for sure, we're on our way to this resistance. Okay, so it's just keeping trading simple. It's just keeping it easy. Let's not make it hard. Just are higher lows being made? Are resistances being met and broken? Does price want to reach all-time highs? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, then we can long. And if I wanted to short, I could just wait for something like this if I wanted to. This is going to be 2 ways you could short. So let me go ahead and pull up AT&T. I'm just going to keep pulling up random pairs here, and this is all I'm going to have you do. On your trading view, I'm going to set this up for you too next session. This is your stock screener that shows you all the stocks to choose, and it's going to have all the news and everything. Literally, all you need to be a millionaire is just information, I'm realizing, in this is the world. Just once you're educated, it's just all just dumb easy. Okay, now AT&T, we're all-time highs here on AT&T. Okay, we're all-time highs. All right. So, okay. So personally, for me to trade this, right, I wouldn't. Oh, you good? Okay, gotcha. So personally, for me to trade this, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just analyze something. So price is already at all-time highs. So when price is at all-time highs, exactly. Exactly. Yep. And when price is at all-time highs, that's when you can look for a short. Okay. I recommend really only longing when there's resistances above current price. But right here, there's not really resistances above current price. Like there's just one, but it just got made. So price is at all-time highs pretty much. Okay. So now I'm going to be looking for yeah. I mean, you could have played break and retest here if you wanted to. Resistance into support, and then you could have closed it up here. Yeah. You could have either did that or you could have just did the trend line. So yeah. So either you can either do this. This requires like really good position, and this isn't that easy to do. But when you can see break and retest, resistance, and support this cleanly, it's easy. But if you don't want to catch that, that's fine. You could just trend line off the resistance, wait till the resistance gets broken, or the trend line gets broken, and then boom, as you can see, literally no drawdown. It's just gonna go ahead and gap fill because it's already all the way up here. So it's pretty much gonna tap the resistance. So instead of trying to predict the bottom, you could just wait till it's like all the way pretty much ready and then get in and catch the rest of the profit, which is a lot of money still. Because remember, we're on a 4 hour and daily time frame. So each one of these candles are 4 hours. So it's going to take you like 3 days, like 3 to 7 days, 1 to 7 days to hit take profit normally. Because sometimes you might just get heavy price action like this where it's just dumping and moving. Okay. So now I can go ahead and see something here, right? So boom. So now that I see this here, I'm not going to plan for a long because price is at all-time highs. So now what I can do is plan for a short trade though. Okay. So if I wanted to short, I would go ahead and just wait for this area of supports down here to be broken. And I have an area of resistance here too. So I'm going to wait for price to get underneath this area, pull back up to this area somewhere in between here, and then fall back down. And then I should be able to go ahead and short. Okay. And say I just wanted to go ahead and take it to like this area right here of support. Right. So just like right here, you remember, price can only progress when resistance gets broken. And then resistance got broken, held it as support, and then we continued upward, right? So the support already got formed from that. So now we're waiting for support to get broken, turn into resistance, and then we'll take it back down. Okay? So it's just about staying cash, bro, and just being patient for these trades. That's all we have to do is just be patient. Just be patient, you know? Just be patient. Yeah. Yes. So exactly. Yes. Great question. Yeah, exactly. So right here, and we're gonna go over this next session too, but this is pretty much how you can see the contracts. You're gonna do it on your broker, but I'm just gonna show you an example. So these are gonna be the contracts here. Yeah, and these are when exactly, and these are when they expire. So these are gonna be all the dates you can buy. So remember how you said 30 days out? If you wanted 30 days out, then you could do like August 1st. Okay, and by August 1st, on August 1st, because remember you're playing predictions on options. So on August 1st, the trade is going to close by itself. But most of the time, your take profit is going to get hit way before how far you buy out. But the reason why we buy so far out is because you're pretty much not going to be losing because there's so much time. It's likely that your trade will hit. So you pretty much can't lose. So you're just paying for predictions and money. You're just making money based off of education and just buying money. That's all you're doing. And it's pretty broken. Yeah, so strike is so 28.36. So I don't want you to get too confused with this because next session is going to make more sense. But I am going to go ahead and send you yeah, I'm going to send you the free video though. It's a full hour-long video breaking down everything about options that I made, PowerPoint. So yeah, and even here, if I wanted to trade the all-time highs, because this is a very bullish stock, I could really just wait for the trend line to be broken if I wanted to. Yeah, I could just wait for this. I could just draw resistance here, just wait for it to get up here, and it'll most likely reach this, and then go ahead and take that money. So trading is just really, really, really simple, and it's just about not making it hard, because you know profit will be made. Inshallah, just stay patient and just stay resilient. And okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and get the